Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Warshippers of all ages, welcome to the Grudge Match. This is a rematch of last King of the Seas North American Finals, and we're back here for yet again here in the Warships Spring Championships 2022 with 07 and KSC. Zaf, as we spawn into Game 1 here on Tears of the Desert, what is KSC fielding?
Well, before we get to that, I just want to comment on the camera work at the start of the match. We see flying over, of all things, a salt mine.
A salt mine.
And I wonder if that is a precursor for what we are about to see today, ladies and gentlemen. So we have KSC coming to this dance with an incomparable and a Kremlin for battleships, a Des Moines, Napoli, Stalingrad for cruisers, Gearing, Daring, 20-kilometer Shimakaze, and Ragnar to finish up their destroyer lineup. What do we have for 07, sir?
Well, once again, 07 opting for a whole lot of Her Majesty's Royal Navy when they're talking about battleships. Conqueror and once again incomparable. We saw them with this play yesterday. The one game we got to catch them play yesterday happened to be on this map. They did something very similar. 5 cruisers. What?
Look at Seps Napoli.
We saw them just yesterday, remember?
Right?
All right, so 5 cruisers, Des Moines, Henri, double Napoli, and Dolphin Princess in the Stalingrad, rounding things out, 2 destroyers, Fryson and Gearing, Triarch in a Marceau. So this is basically the same thing we saw 07 do on this map yesterday. We happened to catch them in one game against GGWP. That's who it was. And they had a hard-fought game on this map. We talked about the incomparable, and now, Zap, both teams have taken an incomparable. What is happening today?
Incomparable is becoming meta.
It would seem so, because here we are at the top of the bracket, both teams with one on their lineup.
That's right. So, I see 07 doing a balanced deployment early on here. It looks to me like the push will be at A, like we said before. That seemed to work, so why fix it if it ain't broke, right? Now, you got to wonder, do you think KSC watched the game that we cast yesterday?
I suspect they must have, but I mean they seem to be ready for this play with Sepp taking his smoke Napoli right into the cap here, Daring dumping torpedoes, getting nothing, but they are getting some chip damage on him as he slides into position. The Ragnar Raider had him picked up there when the smoke. That was Malakin. So they were kind of ready for this attempt, I think, but unfortunately, none of the battleships nor the Stalingrad in position to be able to take advantage of it.
And if Ragnar had torpedoes, there's always that possibility of YOLO charging that Napoli in that position. But Ragnar doesn't have torpedoes. It has just one.
Now, KSC has only 1 ship deployed to the ACAP, Zap. That is Red 5's incomparable. So they're using it here as like a, I don't know, would you call this a stalking horse, maybe?
Yeah, it's definitely a deflection play, because usually when you see a battleship, you get an idea of what the team is interested in, right? What are they trying to accomplish? So putting a single incomparable out there on the extreme flank might make 07 think, okay, there's a couple other ships. There's going to be a cruiser at the normal spot, that sort of deal. Of course, there aren't. Sepp down to about half health now in his Napoli in the middle of the map.
They continue to farm him, or did he take any? I don't think he took torpedoes.
It doesn't look like he took any torpedoes. It's hard to tell, though. But he is healing.
I'm really interested in this incomparable flex play up at the ACAP, right? I mean, yeah, he's got his speed boost ticking, and it's going to be ticking for another couple of minutes, so he's got plenty of speed. The Napoli, that was John the Ruthless landing some HE shells on him, lighting him on fire, and now both Triarch and John chipping in as the incomparables turning back to fire at Sepp's Napoli in the middle of the board.
Yeah, let's follow these shells. That'd be interesting if they hit.
I don't think he can get him over the island, or Sepp's actually slid a little far forward.
Oh, they actually did clear.
He did get a couple of chip shells there, a couple of overpins, but nothing noteworthy.
Nope. Now, of course, that incomparable's got his engine boost on. He's trying to get out of there. And we can see Malakin now rotating up. We might see a little Ragnar on Marceau action. Yep, there he goes.
There it begins. Malakin trying to help defend his teammate. I mean, that's the thing about incomparable, right? She's fast, but she's never going to outrun a Marceau.
Now, what I'm surprised is JD Red 5 hasn't luck chucked those torpedoes as he's being chased.
Not yet, although he did just luck chuck some AP shells in Triarch's face for a little bit of damage there.
Right.
Now, the Daring, I was about to say, Hatake's Daring. I just looked at the map and caught this push.
Yep.
Goodness gracious, what a textbook play. Well executed by KSC.
Yeah. Yep, got caught up on the video feed.
Yep, they kind of saw it coming, but unfortunately they weren't able to prevent it. Dolphin Princess is Stalingrad a little too far back, and Hitake actually still caught out here by Pieces. Pieces is Henri putting HE down range on Hitake as the Stalingrad radar expires, and Hitake gets away clean.
Yeah, he definitely wants some revenge for what he just did.
So KSC up a ship early here. They'll be able to pick up the B cap, I suspect, very quickly, unless Pieces or Dolphin Princess rotates in and gets there.
Yeah, we'll have to see as 07 is in full push mode coming out of A.
Yep.
Napoli and Comparable Marceau, Henri, Stalingrad, all starting to pivot. That daring Hitake Yoshi. Hopefully he doesn't feel too comfortable there.
No, I wouldn't expect to. Everything running clockwise now as the 07 forces that had deployed down to sea have, well, bailed out. They're in full kite mode here. The Napoli, Des Moines, and gearing, that's Cowboy Aegis and Warped Chaos along the eye line, moving due west. We're trying to keep pushing and keep them honest, as now the fight is definitely going to shift and become over, going to come over all this B-cap.
That's right. Now, Peyton might take a torpedo in the Conqueror. He's going to take one. Probably a second coming in right now. Peyton using a DCP.
Yep.
Those torpedoes hurt.
Takes a couple. Those were Shimakaze torpedoes from Aussie Zeus, I think. Yep. Probably dumped those before he cut back in the middle of the board. So KSC on a ship lead and a cap lead here. 50 points in climbing as we're 7 minutes into game one of this North American Finals.
Price is detected, and we see the Napoli and Des Moines both pushing on him. Oxymoron now just pops his radar. And if you look at his Des Moines position, it's just beautiful.
Just going to comment on that. You would almost never think to see a Des Moines in this position, and yet it works. It covers his flank and kind of put the demarcation line in the water here along the 5 line. It's like, well, you're probably not coming this way. Oh, they got red 5. How did that happen?
Time and fire and HE and all that.
I knew they were focusing him, but the last I checked, he still had 40,000 HP. I guess I looked away at the wrong time. Yeah. Keep an eye out for the replay here. I'm sure the replay crew will be on top of that. They usually are.
Yep. John the Ruthless has torpedoes coming into his Napoli. Now he's going to take 1, 2, and 3. He's going to go down right here.
Oh,
big hit for John the Ruthless.
Big kill for Hitake there.
That's another kill for today for him for this game.
Again, KSC goes up a ship on the strength of their cap advantage, 100-point lead.
Pieces of Pizza now in position in the Henri to kite away.
More torpedoes coming in on Frice and Peyton way down on the eye line, but looks like they dodged all of those handily.
Well, and with Oxymoron there, you can kind of get the feeling KSC doesn't really want to go past that spot.
Yeah, it's like we said, he drew a line that says, thou shalt not pass this point. I mean, who wants to charge a Des Moines like that when you've got a Conqueror on your broadside?
Yes, normally it's a line in the sand. This is a line in the water.
A line in the water. So the staring contest sort of commences across the B cap here. John the Impaler and Dolphin Princess is Stalingrad, both looking at each other across opposite sides of this cap as 07 taking some time to kind of reorient and try to figure out how they want to try and break into the middle of the board here.
That's right. Aussie Zeus now getting in position to torpedo Marin's Incomparable. It's a beautiful torpedo salvo coming in on him right now.
Yeah, he's looked pretty good.
Incomparable does not have the best of turning radius. He's got Hydro.
His Hydro is available, but it's not active.
It's about to be active.
He's going to take 4 of these.
Ouch.
These are Shimakaze torpedoes. He might go out completely. He does.
Oh, what a kill.
What an amazing torpedo salvo from Aussie Zeus. Nicely done. And there's Dolphin Princess moving up into the cap with the Stalingrad as they've done really solid work on John's Kremlin all of a sudden. I look up and he's at half HP.
Raptor, do you realize that all the kills so far this game are destroyers for KSC?
Delicious.
All 3 of them.
Delicious.
Yeah, John the Impaler was definitely the focus target for a bit. He'll be fine for a little while longer. He's got another heal coming up in 2 seconds. DCP is available in a little bit more.
Triarch is lit here. I'm not sure quite how Stalingrad radar. RX-7's radar is up, pushing Triarch back off the cap a bit. He's trying to get some hard cover, but He's going to take some damage along the way. I think. Go ahead.
What that does, though, is it forces Treyarch to dive the island instead of what he might have been planning on doing, which is possibly coming out in front of the Stalingrad and dumping corpse in his face.
Yeah. I think, Zap, I think 07's going to pick up B here, but 2 ships down, it feels to me like maybe their hold on it is a little tenuous.
Oh, look at Oxymoron now getting some shots in at John the Imperial's Kremlin.
Yep.
As KSC has decided, nah, we don't want to deal with that guy way down there at all.
Yeah.
Look at that force. They've completely moved their force.
Well, they've pulled them out. I think they've realized that, but let's be honest. When we talk about this obviously this is not random battles, but when you see a ship on the J line in a domination game, what do you normally think? You're useless.
Yep.
You're so far from the action.
Yep.
You're just not useful right now.
Yep.
And so honestly, when you look at Fritz's gearing and Oxymoron's Des Moines, if I'm KSC, I'm like, well, if that's where they want to play, let them. That just means we outnumber their friends in the middle of the map even that much worse.
That's right. Now, Cowboy is continuing to just fire off torpedoes in the general direction of radio location. In case Oxymoron does move up, because you got to be wondering at some point, he might have to leave that position, right?
Yeah, I mean, surely they can't leave him down there forever. In fact, his radar is up right now. He's trying to prevent Cowboy from sneaking back up on him. Well, Cowboy's got about a 1.5 kilometer gap there, though.
Yeah, brilliant play. And of course, Cowboy doesn't know the radar is active. He'll watch this later on and say, wow, I'm glad I stayed outside of radar range, right?
Now, the other thing KSC's done here is they've brought Hitake up in front of John's Kremlin, partly for the conga line torps. You see them there going out on Dolphin Princess's Stalingrad now. But also, I think they're bringing him up in case they decide they want to pop a smoke, which they do right there, to kind of maybe try and give John a bit of a break from the sustained fire he's been under.
Well, and you can see Aussie Zeus firing torpedoes behind Dolphin Princess, and now there's the conga line torpedoes in front, trying to make it so Dolphin really doesn't have any place to go. Treyarch also doesn't have any place to go.
No, they're definitely pinned on this island. They've basically staked their claim, and this is it. But yeah, they're trying to time these torps just perfectly, just so, and it's possible they might have pulled it off. Treyarch is, I'm sure, seen these by now, calling them out. They're gonna miss. But the conga line torps from the Daring are absolutely going to end Dolphin Princess's game right here. Oh, that was beautiful.
That was a absolute beautiful play. Now Aussie Zeus is in big trouble. He face spotted Pieces of Pizza's Henri. Forced to turn, make Inky. He's doing it now. He's running away. He'll probably be okay. Pieces of Pizza now being farmed by Malikan's Ragnar.
And now with just the single Marceau in this cap Zaf, you almost have to feel like KSC either doesn't care because they're gonna right now they win in 3 minutes on just the C cap alone.
Oxymoron has decided it's probably time to stop sitting and move.
Yep, they're bringing. I saw they rotated. They brought Price down there to kind of try and get him out of that gap.
Yep, they're gonna smoke him out, which is a smart play. But of course, we got gearing torpedoes coming in.
They're going to miss all of the starboard. I'm pretty confident. All of those are going to miss. Now, Cowboy is in radar range. The radar is down for 30-something seconds here. So
yeah, Pieces of Pizza is at 14K health, and the Henri up to the north continues to be farmed.
Yep. RX-7 Stalingrad getting in on that action now. I think Pieces is going to go out. When that happens, KSC is going to be seconds from a win. They don't even have to do anything but secure another kill here and just hold C.
Pizza going into the smoke saying, I guess I'll just sit here. And Aussie Zeus, brilliant torpedo salvo. Doesn't matter.
Aussie's ready for this. Doesn't matter. The Ragnar gets the kill. 60 seconds on the game timer now. KSC's going to win in that amount of time on the strength of their cap advantage. Well, they don't have a cap advantage, but the C cap alone will get them the win very shortly.
Right.
Cowboys being radared now. Oxymoron's got his radar up down along the J line.
Yes.
Cowboy ducks out of it, though. So not likely to get a time extension kill there.
And this is basically done in 27 seconds or less.
Yeah, I mean, Hitachi's Daring is sitting down holding the points on the B cap back. And honestly, if you're KSC, all you got to do, sit back, relax, try not to get dead, hold what you have, and you're good to go.
Try not to get dead.
Try not to get dead. That's the motto. That should be the motto of any good Warships player, though, right? Try not to get dead.
Okay. All right.
KSC manages it. They lose with the incomparable, but that is it. An otherwise clean game for them as some really, really solid torpedo play. Look at every kill KSC has, Zath, belongs to a destroyer.
Yep. I always say on my channel, destroyers win games.
They had a pure Shimakaze kill on the incomparable.
Yep.
The daring. All right, well, congrats to KSC. They win game 1 here, as we're going to be headed back to the studio in a moment. Anything else you want to mention about that game, Zath? You good to go?
So I have a question for you. Both of these teams were seeded.
Yes.
This season. We know 07 was the #1 seed.
Yes.
Where was KSC on that seed list?
You're going to make me go back and
I'm
look.
going to make you go back and do some
back
research.
and look.
Yes, yes. I'm
Let's
very
see.
curious to know. I mean, both
Survey
teams,
says 3.
third. Okay.
Third.
Both teams,
Bombs
of
was
course,
the 2 seed.
very strong. And this is a best of 5, so we have at least another 2 more battles to bring to you.
At a minimum.
What do you think, Raptor? How was KSC looking compared to 07? How was 07 looking compared to KSC in this
I'll
match?
tell you right now, both teams look really good. I don't feel like necessarily 07 did anything like catastrophically wrong here.
Mm-hmm.
They picked up an early kill of the incomparable. That worked out well for them.
Mm-hmm.
They were unable to make their play at the B cap work. In fairness, that Napoli thing is a little bit high risk.
Yeah.
We've seen teams try that with a variety of ships over the years. We've seen Z52, Minotaur, Vampire Deuce, Napoli now.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen teams try to shove a Moskva in there,
Right.
which is spotted from orbit.
But
So-
at least it's got hydro and radar to somewhat defend itself.
Right, and yet that ship still got assassinated in the exact same way that Sepp did. A daring came around the corner with conga line torps and said, out,
Bye.
out. So it's a bit of a high risk play. So I mean, looking at that, I don't really fault them for that. They executed the push through A. They bagged the kill on the incomparable. Things were starting to look really good.
Yeah.
I think where maybe it fell apart for them a bit, KSC declined to keep pushing it to south. There was no need at that point.
Well, and I think that's you mentioned the tripwire with Oxymoron there, right? And then they saw the trapdoor spider before the trapdoor had been sprung.
That's right.
And they said, well, nah, and
We're
your turn.
Yep, we're good.
As they change direction.
Yep.
All right.
Awesome. Well, guys, this has been an excellent game. We're going to throw it back to the studio and see what Boggsy and Ensconce have to say. We'll see you again in just a moment.